The contractor payment trap. What happens when the contractor who responds to your flooded home decides insurance work is no longer worth the risk? Not because he overbilled, not because he performed bad work, because after completing a reasonable $3,500 mitigation job, he still cannot figure out whether the insurance company paid him. Stay with me, because what one small restoration contractor told me should concern every homeowner who expects help after a water loss. And by the end of this episode, you will understand why more contractors may soon demand cash before they ever unload a single dehumidifier. I recently spoke with a friend who owns a small water mitigation company. He came from the insurance preferred vendor side of the business. He understands IICRC standards. He understands documentation. He understands reasonable billing. Most of his water mitigation jobs land somewhere around $3,500, not $35,000, not $350,000, about $3,500. That sounds fair, right? He responds to the loss, stops additional damage, removes affected materials, sets drying equipment, documents the work, submits the invoice. And at the beginning, everything sounds hopeful. Send us the photographs, submit the drying logs, send us the invoice. We'll review everything. Sounds professional, sounds organized, sounds like the claim is moving. Then comes the silence. No return calls, no meaningful emails, no payment explanation, no written decision on the invoice, just silence. And this is where the trap begins, because while the insurance company is reviewing the invoice, the contractor has already paid his technicians. He has already purchased materials. He has already tied up equipment. He has already covered fuel, insurance, payroll, and overhead. The emergency is over for the insurance company, but financially, it is just beginning for the contractor. If you work in restoration, construction, public adjusting, or insurance claims, subscribe now, because this channel explains what actually happens after the polished customer service language ends. Eventually, after enough calls, someone finally answers. The contractor asks, "What is the status of my invoice?" And the response is, "The check has been issued." Great. To whom? The insured. Was the contractor listed on the check? No. Was there an itemized explanation showing how much was allocated to mitigation? Maybe. Maybe not. Was the contractor told whether his invoice was accepted, reduced, partially denied, or ignored? Usually not clearly enough. Now the homeowner receives a check, and the homeowner is confused. How much of this belongs to the mitigation company? Did the carrier pay their entire invoice? Did they reduce it? Am I supposed to pay the contractor the full amount? What if the check also includes money for repairs? Perfectly reasonable questions. And somehow, nobody seems willing to provide a perfectly reasonable answer. The contractor does not know what was allocated. The homeowner does not know what was allocated. But the carrier knows exactly how the payment was calculated. That is the part homeowners need to understand. The confusion is not harmless. It creates conflict between the homeowner and the contractor. The homeowner may believe the contractor was already paid. The contractor may believe the homeowner is withholding payment. The homeowner may be afraid to spend money that was intended for repairs. The contractor may be forced to chase the customer, file a lien, hire collections, or write off the balance. Meanwhile, the insurance company has closed the payment transaction and moved on. Stay with me, because what this contractor said next exposes the larger problem. He told me, "Scott, it is getting so bad that I am going to do one of two things. Either every job becomes cash up front and the insured deals with the carrier, or I want a public adjuster involved on every claim, protecting our interests." Think about that. This is a contractor who understands insurance standards. He is not trying to submit outrageous bills. He is not trying to manufacture a dispute. He is trying to perform emergency services, charge a reasonable amount, and get a straight answer about payment. And even he is reaching the point where insurance work may no longer make business sense. That should concern homeowners, because when your supply line breaks at 2 o'clock in the morning, when your dishwasher floods the kitchen, when water is spreading through walls, flooring, and cabinets, you are not calling the insurance company to remove it. You are calling a mitigation contractor. The contractor responds immediately. The contractor prevents additional damage. The contractor protects the property. The contractor reduces the ultimate cost of the claim. Yet the contractor may become the last person to learn what happened to the money. That is backwards. Now, let me be clear. Insurance companies have every right to review mitigation invoices. They should question unreasonable charges. They should verify equipment usage. They should confirm the work was necessary. Nobody is arguing that every invoice should be rubber stamped. The issue is not review. The issue is opacity. The issue is delay. The issue is issuing payments without clearly explaining what was paid, what was reduced, what was denied, and why. Because when that explanation is missing, the carrier has not eliminated the dispute, it has transferred the dispute. Now the homeowner and contractor are left arguing over money neither one can properly account for. That is the contractor payment trap. And here is why it becomes dangerous. Good contractors will eventually stop accepting insurance work. They will require deposits. They will require credit cards. They will require cash payments. Or they will refuse the job entirely unless professional representation is already involved. That means the homeowner, already standing in a wet house, must suddenly become the bank. The homeowner pays first. The homeowner fights later. And the carrier still gets to market the policy as protection against unexpected loss. That is one hell of a business model. If you are a mitigation contractor and this has happened to you, tell us in the comments. Was the payment sent directly to the insured? Were you told how much of your invoice was allowed? Did the carrier provide a written explanation? Homeowners need to see how common this has become, and share this episode with a restoration contractor, insurance professional, or homeowner who believes mitigation payments are always simple. They are not. When the people willing to enter damaged homes, remove contaminated materials, set equipment, and prevent additional loss decide they can no longer trust the payment process, the entire claims ecosystem begins to fail. This is not merely a contractor collections problem. It is a claims handling problem. It is a transparency problem. And eventually, it becomes a homeowner access problem. Because the next time your home floods, the question may not be, will insurance cover this? The question may be, can I find anyone willing to do the work before I pay cash? That is the trap. Subscribe to the NAPAICC Insider for more insurance traps the industry rarely explains until the lesson becomes expensive. Like this episode, if the payment process should be transparent. Share it with someone in restoration. And remember, sometimes the insurance company does not deny the emergency work. It simply leaves everyone else to fight over the check.